Last week on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, veteran rider Robbie Malinoski dominated Spirit Mountain in Duluth, Minnesota for the kickoff of the 2013 season. Can the Skidoo rider continue his momentum tonight on Blackjack Mountain for round 3 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross? We'll find out.
Welcome, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder for round 3 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross. We're here at Blackjack Mountain in Bessemer, Michigan for another heart-stopping round of racing. And if you thought the track at Duluth was demanding for these warriors of winter, wait till you get a load of this track.
Chris, this course has technical written all over it. The track is built on the side of a ski hill, so there's left-hand turns, there's right-hand turns, and there's a couple of epic uphills. But I think the most intimidating part of this course is a part that became famous last year. It's the infamous Airforce Dirty Dozen. And of course, people say, what's the Dirty Dozen? Well, it's a huge downhill before the AMSOIL finish line with 12 singles all the way down. The smallest error in this part of the racetrack, even the tiniest mistake, and the Dirty Dozen will chew you up and spit you out.
There's no doubt about that, Mike. The rules are simple. The pros are going to get 2 shots this evening in the qualifying heats to make it to the Pro Open Final. The stakes couldn't be higher tonight for these riders, and we're getting ready to go racing. Our first race of the evening has some pretty big names in it.
Right you are, Hawk. We've got this year's AMSOIL Dominator champion, Ross Martin, pulling up to the line, as well as second-year pro Darren Mees. And then, finally, fan favorite Levi Lavallee. This is going to be one heck of a great battle.
And we're green. Whoa! Looks like Levi Lavallee got the jump on everybody, but there's a mini pileup in turn 1.
On the replay, we can see that Broberg tapped into the back of Mees, causing Broberg to lose momentum, and then rear-ending Broberg was Ross Martin. These little mistakes will make it next to impossible for Martin to catch the leader.
Back up front, we've got Levi Lavallee charging ahead with a pretty hungry Darren Mees trailing behind in second.
You know, I think this type of track is perfect for Levi Lavallee. These whoop sections on a downhill give the number 108 driver the one thing he can't get enough of, and that's airtime. Just last year, remember, Levi captured a world record by jumping his Polaris sled 412 feet. They don't call him Launching Levi Lavallee for nothing.
I literally got my nickname Launching Levi when I was 14 years old, and it was because I was jumping the tabletops and all the big jumps like the pros were. Whether I'm backflipping or I'm doing distance jumps or I'm railing through the snowcross track, jumping that's what I do. I'm a jumper.
Meanwhile, back in the mid-pack, Ross Martin in 5th is struggling to keep up with the front-runners. He's going to have to get past Zach Patton and Emil Oman before he can give Mees and Lavallee a run for their money.
Let's go back up front where Lavallee is really putting the distance between himself and second-place rider Darren Mees. You know, rhythm is everything on surviving the Dirty Dozen, and it looks like Levi has mastered that downhill tempo.
It's incredible watching Lavallee work his Polaris. These onboard shots really give us a shot at how demanding this track is on each rider.
You can see Ross Martin moving past Zach Patton for 4th. Martin has to really kick it in high gear if he wants to catch Emil Oman for 3rd. Well, the checkered flag is out, Chris, and it looks like Levi Lavallee will be your race winner, followed by Darren Mees in second, and the Swede Emil Oman in third place.
Now, here's what I love about watching Lavallee race. As he's crossing the tabletop for the win, he pulls off a can-can trick for the fans. He loves these fans.
Levi Lavallee's always looking for a way to keep his fans entertained.
It's hard for me to resist doing a trick, especially if there's a crowd. This week I've been fighting a cold and stuff, so the first couple laps I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trick this, I'm gonna do something, and then by fifth or sixth lap I'm like, just stay on the sled. It gets tougher and tougher, but if it was up to me, I'd do a trick on every jump.
With this win, Lavallee has secured himself a place on the line for the Pro Open Final.
Next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, current points leader Robbie Malinoski pulls up to the line for his first race of the evening. Can the veteran rider continue to stay ahead of the pack? We'll find out next.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. By Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. And by the U.S. Air Force, we do the impossible every day.
Welcome back to the AMSOIL Championship Snocross Series here at Blackjack Mountain in Bessemer, Michigan. Well, the pros are lining up for another qualifying race here, and Mike, the lineup just keeps getting more and more epic.
Right you are, Hawk. It looks like current points leader Robbie Malinoski is pulling up to the line for his first race of the evening. Now, Malinoski took Duluth by storm, not just capturing one win, but by sweeping the entire weekend. Let's see if the mojo Robbie had in Duluth will translate here at Blackjack Mountain.
And we're green. Looks like Colby Crapo grabbed that hole shot, but Malinoski is right on his tail. Malinoski pressuring the race leader. Malinoski's going bar to bar with Crapo. Does he get him? Yes, Robbie Malinoski did. Malinoski is your new race leader.
Let's take another look at that pass. Crapo grabs the hole shot, but you can see Malinoski setting up Crapo for the pass. Now, Robbie sees that the inside line is open and takes it. He catches up with Crapo and then slingshots himself out of the turn and into the lead.
Malinoski continues up in first with Colby Crapo trailing in second. Justin Broberg in third. Bobby LePage trails back in fourth.
Broberg, LePage, and Thompson all make their way down the Dirty Dozen.
Whoa, looks like Thompson rear-ended LePage, and now there's a real battle for fourth. Did Thompson get by LePage?
No, Thompson was just short of taking fourth. Let's go back and take another look at what happened on the Dirty Dozen seconds ago. There you see LePage pacing himself as he heads down the Dirty Dozen, but then there's Thompson, who loses control a bit and almost lands on top of LePage.
LePage is back again for a second time to try to knock Broberg out of third. Whoa, looks like Broberg and LePage's battle is creeping up on the second place rider, Colby Crapo. LePage takes the inside line on Broberg. LePage moves into third.
Still up front is your race leader, Robbie Malinoski, who's just taking his time on that Dirty Dozen.
Checkered flag is out, and Robbie Malinoski takes the win. Crapo and LePage are bar to bar around the final turn. Colby Crapo grabs second, followed by LePage in third.
For Robbie Malinoski, a win here advances the veteran driver into the big show, the Pro Open Final, and that race will be coming up shortly.
Next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay roll up to the line for a shot to advance to the Pro Open Final.
Welcome back to the AMSOIL Championship Snocross Series here at Blackjack Mountain in Bessemer, Michigan. We've got one more qualifying race before the Pro Open Final, and it looks like Ross Martin is returning to the line against some pretty stiff competition.
Hawk, this is going to be so much fun to watch. Martin is going to be battling out against two tough competitors in the form of last year's champion Tim Tremblay and, of course, fan favorite launching Levi Lavallee. And we're green. It looks like Martin grabs the hole shot and the early lead.
Martin is tearing it up with Petter Narsa in second, Levi Lavallee in third, and it looks like Tim Tremblay and Johan Liebman are battling it out for fourth.
The pack of drivers are making their way down the Dirty Dozen.
Narsa is inching closer to Martin's lead. Wait a minute. Narsa gets ahead of Martin and now is your new race leader.
Whoa! You usually don't see Ross Martin getting past this early in any race. Let's see if the 837 driver can take back his lead.
Martin's getting thrown around like a rag doll on his sled, just trying to catch up to Narsa.
Back in the pack, it looks like Tremblay has now moved past Liebman and Lavallee for third place.
Back up front, it looks like Narsa has fallen off the track and Martin has reclaimed the lead.
There's no time to celebrate yet, Hawk, because look who's closing in on the leader. The number 11, Tim Tremblay, and 108, Levi Lavallee. The three of them are making their way down the Dirty Dozen. A little earlier, we had a chance to chat with Levi Lavallee about the Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen, it's so hard when you have a rider right on your tail because everything in you is saying, pin it, you gotta go, this guy's on you, he's all over you. If you don't get through this section fast, he's gonna pass you right before the finish line. So you're like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta charge. Well, then you go a little too hard and you slam into one and it catapults you up in the air and you case the next one and I mean, it's just a disaster. So you have to like take a deep breath and go, all right, remember, just get through it smooth.
Martin continues to lead the pack, but Tremblay is getting dangerously close to your leader. And down the Dirty Dozen they go.
Martin moves inside, Tremblay outside, bar to bar, the drivers go across the tabletop.
Whoa, the battle for first place has just begun. Looks like Martin just inched past Tremblay.
What a race. Martin and Tremblay continue battling down the first hill. It looks like Tim is really in sync with the track, and if Martin's not careful, this could really jeopardize his lead. Last year, these two drivers battled all year long, all season long, and it was Tremblay that took home the championship. I know Ross Martin has no intention of seeing that happen again this year.
Again, Tremblay and Martin go bar to bar up the second hill. Whoa, Tremblay swaps a little paint with Martin and down the Dirty Dozen they go.
Here we go. Looks like Tremblay has got the lead. Let's take a look at that again. You can see Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay heading down at the same time, but Tremblay is going wide open, forcing Ross Martin to fall back into second place.
One lap to go and Martin's chances of victory is fading quickly. Just look at the way Tremblay's handling that Dirty Dozen. The French-Canadian rider is making this look easy.
Checkered flag is out, and Tim Tremblay takes the win, followed closely by Ross Martin in second and Levi Lavallee in third. All three drivers have now advanced to the Pro Open Final, and that race is coming up next.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By LG. Life's good. And by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever.
Welcome back to the AMSOIL Championship Snocross here at Blackjack Mountain in Bessemer, Michigan. I'm your host, Mike Schroeder, along with Chris Hockey. And get ready, folks, because the Pro Open Final is about to start.
15 of the fastest snowcross riders on the planet are lining up for what is sure to be a battle like no other.
Now, there's one driver we really haven't talked much about tonight, Chris, and that's snowcross legend Tucker Hibbert. Tucker had a disappointing first 2 rounds in Duluth, and I'm sure the number 68 wants to get on top of the box more tonight than ever.
And we're green. Whoa! There's a big wipeout in turn 1. Who was that?
I think that was Tim Tremblay. Let's take a look at the replay. 15 riders take off from the starting line. You can see Tremblay lined up next to Hibbert and Lavallee, and man, did he get turned around fast. Back up front, current points leader Robbie Malinoski leads the charge, followed by Ross Martin in second, Darren Mees in third, and finally Levi Lavallee in fourth.
You can see Ross Martin really charging hard to catch up to Malinoski's lead. Whoa, what just happened there? It was like Ross Martin went off the course.
Yeah, Ross had a little too much momentum coming down that first downhill.
That little mistake by Martin has put the rider back in 7th place. Up front, Malinoski returns to the Dirty Dozen.
Well, look who's moved up into 3rd place. Tucker Hibbert, who was once in 5th, has now passed Levi Lavallee for 3rd and is inching his way towards Darren Mees, who currently is running in 2nd place.
Mike, you were saying it a little bit earlier, Tucker did not have a good showing in Duluth. That's amazing how Hibbert literally put his entire body on the right side of his sled to grab that extra traction he needed to get up that hill.
It looks like 2nd place, Darren Mees has got his hands full. Tucker Hibbert is now bar to bar with the sophomore pro.
At the top of the hill, Hibbert moves inside. Oh, he almost got Mees. Oh, man, Kyle Palin crashes on the Dirty Dozen.
And look at this. Tucker Hibbert gets ahead of Darren Mees and is now in 2nd place. Now, this is going to be an interesting battle for first between Robbie Malinoski and Tucker Hibbert. I'm sure Malinoski knows that Tucker is right there. So Robbie's now thinking, how can I make my sled 14 feet wide so that Arctic Cat doesn't pass by me?
Wow, Hibbert is really on Malinoski. The tiniest mistake on the front runner, and I assure you Hibbert will take advantage of it.
Here we go, bar to bar, down the Dirty Dozen. Hibbert on the outside, Malinoski on the inside. It's just too close to call.
Wait, I think Hibbert's taking the lead, did he? Yes, Tucker Hibbert just passed Robbie Malinoski and is your current race leader.
Now this is the way Tucker loves to race, battling his way to the front and grabbing the lead. Then set it on cruise control and check out.
Meanwhile, back to 5th, you've got Ross Martin trying to protect a spot from the incoming threat of Tim Tremblay.
Usually you see these two riders battling it out for first, but bad luck has plagued both of these drivers today, and instead of duking it out for first, they're having to settle for a 5th place battle.
Just look at these two as they're coming down the Dirty Dozen. It looks like Tremblay's gaining just a little bit of ground with each single he's taken. They're getting to the bottom. Tremblay inches past Martin, and Tim Tremblay has moved past Martin for 5th.
Now that's some serious racing from Tim Tremblay on the Dirty Dozen. It looks like the Skidoo driver out of Quebec, Canada was a good 4 to 5 sled lengths away from Ross Martin. But as you can see, while Ross was singling some of the jumps, Tremblay was doubling others, and that's the edge Tremblay needed to jump ahead of Ross Martin.
Up front, Tucker Hibbert has now got a monster lead on Malinoski and the rest of the pack.
The checkered flag is out, and Tucker Hibbert is your race winner. You know, I have not seen Tucker this fired up in quite some time. Coming around in second place is your current points leader, Robbie Malinoski, followed by Darren Mees in third, Tim Tremblay in fourth, and Levi Lavallee in fifth.
I felt like I found a good rhythm out there. The track itself was super technical and challenging, and you needed rhythm. You needed to flow with the track and figure out, good line. Tomorrow we're just, going to gear up and focus on doing more of the same. We really want to keep working on our starts, and I didn't get the whole shot in the main event, so we've got some ground to make up there. I felt really strong. Just focused on getting out front soon and charging the whole time, and was able to pull off the win. It went good. I'm happy.
Once again, Tucker Hibbert wins day one here at Blackjack Resort. For Mike Schroeder and the entire crew, I'm Chris Hockey. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Next week on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, the Warriors of Winter return for day 2 at Blackjack Mountain. Can tonight's winner, Tucker Hibbert, grab another victory here in Bessemer, Michigan? Or do Robbie Malinoski, Tim Tremblay, or Ross Martin have what it takes to stop the momentum of the T-Train? We'll find out next week on AMSOIL Championship Snocross.